Hey guys, what's going on? Shiny Bulk here, doing another video in the AM hours, and I think unfortunately, this is going to be, I think, a little bit of a depressing video, but I feel like I got to get this off my chest, right? Um, so as much as I've usually tried to trend positive, I think that we have to admit, and I think a lot of us already have accepted this. It feels like, in some ways, that Mortal Kombat is done. Not MK1 and not NRS. I mean, like the entire brand, the spirit of Mortal Kombat, the soul of it is just over. And I don't know if this franchise is ever making a comeback. I gotta be honest. So, what's inspiring me to talk about this, right? Well, here's the thing is it would be one thing for, you know, MK11 to have been the stumbling block that it was, but for MK1 and its issues combined with the Legacy Collection, it feels like just bad omens all around. Like, that there's no future here. Not anymore. And I want to make it clear this is not me saying that, like, I think that people who continue to enjoy and play Mortal Kombat games or engage with the IP are like wasting their time, or that they should find something else to be into or be passionate about. But I do think we should be, as a community, looking toward the idea of enjoying MK in the same way that we look back and we enjoy something like the peak 80s action movie wave or something like that. MK is, in a way, it's something that is now officially bygone, right? Like, it's a it's a relic of history, of gaming history, that we can look back at, that had its good and its bad moments. But it's not the same thing as engaging with something that is actively alive and thriving. And there will be a lot of people I know who tend to try to trend toward being more positive, who will say, that's not true. I'm being a hater, even though I was the biggest defender of this game. All right, to call me an NRS hater and an MK hater at this point would be insane. Like, I understood it obviously during MK11, but um, I have to be real, and there's going to be people who look at me being real after I've tended to be more positive concerning this game and say I am like changing my opinion or like flip flopping, and that's not true. It's just I see it for what it is. Um, and I gotta think and look at, you know, think about what this must be like to look at for guys like Tom, for guys like Slips, were he still alive to witness all this, for guys like, you know, James MK. It just feels like it's over. It just feels like it's over. And that it is like the very spirit and life force of Mortal Kombat. It feels like this franchise has no life force left in it anymore, and that it will be a miracle if it ever manages to resurface, come back. Like, it would have to do a Jesus story level epic reawakening, I think, to redeem itself. And it just doesn't seem like that will happen. Now, we don't know, obviously, but we do know the games division of WB is up for sale. We do know that, as far as it appears, that not only are they done with this game, they really haven't given any indication that they're even working on the next game for now. And given the situation they're in, it wouldn't even make sense for NRS to be making anything, right? Like, we still don't know if we're even going to get any more patches for this game, right? I mean, they never said that the patch we just got was the final patch, but I don't know, man. It just feels over. And that's not me saying that, like, you're stupid or silly or something like that for enjoying Mortal Kombat. But there is a difference now. There is a difference between enjoying Mortal Kombat and being passionate about it during the peak of the MKX era to now. It's not the same. I think a lot of it has to do with, like, the fact that this is a thing that I hope the player base will be willing to concede now, that NRS's game design approach, it has reached its absolute limit. Like, there's nowhere else for them to go except to go back to basics. And the problem is, going back to basics may not do it, because they are also still too concerned with attracting the casual player in a specific kind of way, right? Like, Mortal Kombat is always considered by casuals or semi-casuals to be more approachable than other fighting games from, like, a gameplay standpoint. And as a result of that, like, maybe I'll make another video one day about this. Everything that happens is downstream of that. Everything that is ever wrong with these games is downstream of that. And, I don't know. Like, I'm not meaning to make a video that feels like a bummer or anything, but it does feel like to me that even in a way that I didn't think so in MK11, like, I hated MK11. I thought it was, like, an absurd low point for NRS and for MK as a whole at the time. And I still do. I still think that MK11's lows are still much worse than this game's. But MK1 also did not recover enough. Like, it just didn't do enough. I've been thinking about that because I don't know what I intend to do with the channel going forward. I'm still playing this game, and I still like to mess around with it, but more and more people who are even, like, enthusiasts like me are leaving or disappearing or just dropping off. And it is also in a way that is not in the same way as the lull period between previous games. This is not the same thing. Like, something about what is happening right now, the mood of in the community, the very spirit of the community, it feels like there's been a Rubicon crossing point here that we're never coming back from. And I don't know what to say to that. So, with that said, that kind of goes to what I just said a few sentences ago. Like, where do I go from here? What do I do? It feels like to me I got a few videos left in me with this game, and it's either move on to other fighting games or this channel just kind of quits. It just stops producing content. Not to say I would stop making content, but if this channel stops producing content, I am likely abandoning fighting game content altogether and moving on to something else. Kind of a bummer video, I guess, for New Year's, but I feel like it has to be said. And while I have a moment of clarity, while I'm sitting here in the middle of the night, kind of meditating on things, this was one thing that, I felt like I just had to boot up, turn the mic on, and get it out there. Really kind of feels like MK is done. And, I was optimistic during MK11, as much as I thought that game was horrible. And I just don't have the same optimism. I don't have the same willingness to believe in NRS to deliver, partially because I don't think they're going to be allowed to have another chance to deliver, if that makes any sense. I don't think they're even going to be allowed to do it. I'd be kind of curious to know what you guys think. Like I said, I got a few videos I want to make, but as soon as those videos are made, I do not know what is going to happen from here. Yeah. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. I would like to get a bit of a, gauge the temperature of the community at the moment who happens to come across my videos. How are you feeling? Do you guys think there's a future here? Or do you think that we are enjoying this in the same way that we enjoy any bygone relic of history? That's what I want to know. Peace out.